Why hello there friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to The Longest Johns for the very first time. I have to assume that their name at least spawned as a joke. If you know, you know. But we're going to be checking out two of The Longest Johns songs today. First starting with Moby Duck, not Moby Dick, Moby Duck. And then we'll listen to Bones in the Ocean. I'm excited to hear them for the first time, but before we do jump in, a massive thank you goes to Aaron the Charming for making this donation request. As always, Aaron, thank you so much, and I'm really excited to hear something new today. Anyways, let's jump into this, starting with Moby Duck.
As you know, we do a lot of original songs, stuff we write ourselves. And a few years ago, I sat down and I thought, I'm going to write the greatest song I'll ever write. It could be amazing, my magnum opus. I can live off the royalties and retire. So I sat down and I immersed myself in folk songs and nautical history. I piled up books and I hunted for this song. I searched for it.
Where is his accent from? Let's quickly look. The Longest Johns Wiki. Come on, Wiki. Bristol, United Kingdom, okay.
White whale. And then after about 6 months, I gave up and I wrote a song about a duck. Was it the wrong thing? A duck. A duck.
Instead of a whale, a duck. That is a natural progression.
After 14 years, I left the sea for a life upon a lake. After all the storms I'd seen, I needed a good break. I thought still water.
This is like, what kind of genre? Bring a sugar and tea and rum, take our leave and go. Soon may the weather man. Whatever genre that is, like kind of like sea shanty, like in RuneScape.
Storms I'd seen, I needed a good break. I thought still waters would mean peace for me, but that was a mistake. For the place I chose was bedeviled by a giant evil drake, a mallard of such malice twice the size of any man. I'll give you nightmares and a monstrous wingspan. You can't.
Sorry for pausing so much. A giant duck? Who would win in a fight? One elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants? I think that's the way that Would You Rather would go.
Any man, I'll build to give you nightmares and a monstrous
whale-sized duck.
You cannot hope to fight it, so avoid him if you can. That terrifying waterfowl, the beast beyond the dam. Row, ho, row with all our might. Row with harpoons loaded, spoiling for a fight. Row, ho, and with any luck, we'll win the day and do away the dreaded Moby Duck. I'm not one for surrender, so a vengeful oath I swore. I gathered up me hearties like so many times before. We shot our ship with weapons and prepared to go to war, till that fetid, feathered, fearsome flying duck will breathe no more. Row with all our might. Row with harpoons loaded, spoiling for a fight. Row, and with any luck, we'll win the day and do away the dreaded Moby Duck. There was Bonnie Brave Marie who to her arms and waved good.
This sort of feels like if Monty Python decided to start making musicals and sea shanties was where they started.
Do away the dreaded Moby Duck. There was Bonnie Brave Marie who to her arms and waved goodbye. And handsome Jack whose duck attack left him without an eye. And Darby twins with one leg each on deck were standing by. Only a couple dozen limbs between a crew of 25. Row with all our might. Row with harpoons loaded, spoiling for a fight. Row, and with any luck, we'll win the day and do away the dreaded Moby Duck. The fight raged on for several hours, defend and then attack. With beating from those wicked wings, our boat began to crack.
Oh no.
The beast reared up to finish the job, and with a mighty quack, I rammed my harpoon in his throat and made a tasty snack.
The problem, which is not a problem, but the problem is that the melodies and harmonies are so good and the beat is so bouncy. It is just phenomenally catchy. And it's all about a massive bloodlusted duck.
I wrapped my harpoon in his throat and made a tasty snack. Row us back to shore. We'll drag his broken body back and roast it on an oar. Barbecue the beast. With hoisin sauce and pancakes we will have the biggest feast. Row with all our might. We row with harpoons loaded, spoiling for a fight. Row, we had all the luck. We won the day, did away the dreaded Moby Duck. We won the day, did away the dreaded Moby Duck.
Dude. I needed that. That is so
I can
funny.
make 1,000 people go quack. What's your superpower?
Oh man, I don't usually like laugh this hard during reactions. You know, my natural, I guess, demeanor is more like relaxed and like maybe more serious, but this is funny. I like this. I mean, is there much to talk about in terms of lyrics? They really know how to tell a story. Very fun, very jovial, very bouncy. Definitely firmly in the camp of a sea shanty. And it also immediately makes me think of that Key and Peele skit. If you know it, you'll know it. It's like the pirates that are like very pro-feminist, I think. I that's not the exact title of the video. May as well look it up right now. Key and Peele feminist pirate. I think, feminist pirate shanty. On your own time, this is absolutely worth checking out. Moby Duck. Let's check out the next one. I am told by Aaron that Bones in the Ocean is a bit more serious, so let's check it out. Let's get into our serious bag here.
Oh, I bid farewell to the port and the land, and I paddle away from brave England's white sands to search for my long ago forgotten friends, to search for the place I hear all sailors
So many
end.
people.
As the souls of the dead fill the space of my mind, I'll search without sleeping till peace I can find.
This sort of reminds me of a voice play reaction I did where many hundreds and maybe even thousands of fans all collectively came together to help sing one of their songs.
I'll search without sleeping till peace I can find. I fear not the weather, I fear not the sea. I remember the fallen, do they think of me? When their bones in the ocean forever will be. Plot a course through the night to the place I once knew, to the place where my hope died along with my crew. So I swallow my grief and face life's final test, to find promise of peace and the solace of rest. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my ears, their laughter like children, their beckoning cheers. My heart longs to join them, sing songs of the sea. I remember the fallen, do they think of me? When their bones in the ocean forever will be. When at last before my ghostly shipmates
I suppose this is a question that I should know the answer to, but is this an original song, Bones in the Ocean by the Longest Johns, or is this a song that has lived for generations and everybody knows it? Because if this is their original and every, like, you know, in the description here, over 1,000 people came together to sing this, that is massively impressive. The fandom of the Longest Johns is a lot larger than I ever expected because I hadn't heard of them before today.
Will be when at last before my ghostly shipmates I stand. I shed a small tear for my home upon land. Though their eyes speak of deaths filled with struggle and strife, their smiles below say I don't owe them my life. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my eyes, and my boat lifted over and tried to capsize, I'm this far from drowning, this far from the sea. I remember the living, do they think of me? when my bones in the ocean forever will be. Now that I'm staring down at the darkest abyss, I'm not sure what I want, but I don't think it's this. As my comrades call to stand fast and forge on, I make sail for the dawn till the darkness has gone. As the souls of the dead live forever in my mind, as I live all the years that they left me behind, I'll stay on the shore but still gaze at the sea. I remember the fallen and they think of me, for our souls in the ocean together will be. I remember the fallen and they think of me, for our souls in the ocean together will be.
Wow, what a shot of the 1,000 people. That is remarkable, man. I got chills. Oh man, let's take a look at these lyrics here. There's a lot that we should speak about here. Oh wow, but I guess before we get onto the lyrics, I really like the singer's voice. There is this nice warmth to it. It feels very welcoming, understanding. I sense understanding in there. It feels like your father reading you a bedtime story. Oh, I bid farewell to the port and the land, and I paddle away from brave England's white sands, to search for my long ago forgotten friends, to search for the place I hear all sailors end. It's like moving away from the familiar into the unknown. You're leaving behind what you know, and you're sailing to places that we all go. And presumably this is a song about our finality, our mortality. And you're searching for your friends who are forgotten friends, right? You lost them to the sands of time. But if you find them again in that location, then you're going to rejoin them. I think you understand what I'm saying. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my mind, I'll search without sleeping till peace I can find. That is just a beautiful pair of sentences right there. I'll read it again. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my mind, I'll search without sleeping till peace I can find. I've heard this about people close to death, where they start feeling closer to those who have already passed. It's almost like they're speaking with not necessarily the memories, but the supernatural, those spirits that exist in the higher plane. They're communicating down, saying, join us. Don't be scared. Be at peace with yourself, and we'll show you the way. So I fear not the weather, I fear not the sea. I remember the fallen do they think of me, when their bones in the ocean forever will be. I'm not fearful of the things that are here on earth anymore. I long to be rejoined with those who came before me. Do they even remember me? Is I who they think of? Or do my ancestors look down upon me? It's like flipping the perspective, because we are all very self-important, but let's try to think of what may be going on beyond what we experience readily. Plot a course to the night, to a place I once knew, to a place where my hope died along with my crew. Wow, so the destination is a place where hope is no longer. That is actually more morbid than I expected after a second reading here, because where your hope dies, that feels like a very tragic place. And if you go to a place where your hope dies in an effort to be with those who are now long lost, it's like you're giving up in a sense. That may or may not be the interpretation here, but to specifically seek out a place where hope is no longer feels morbid for sure. So I swallow my grief and face life's final test to find promise of peace and the solace of rest. So maybe the framing is, rather than hang my hat on hope, what matters more to me is peace. And hope sometimes, I've thought about hope in many ways over the years, but at one point in my life, I thought about hope as a very corrosive feeling, because if you always hope for something, you likely will not get that exact thing, and your expectations are always set remarkably high, and life will invariably push against that. So maybe it makes sense for hope to die, but for your earnest effort to live on. But they're not talking about your effort, they're talking about finding peace. And peace is I think a better outcome to search for than to have hope. That's kind of like a half-baked thought, but be very, very curious to hear what you all think about that. As the songs of the dead fill the space of my ears, their laughter like children, their beckoning cheers. It's like, join us in heaven. It's blissful here. We're having so much fun. Be together once and for all. My heart longs to join them. Sing songs of the sea. I remember the fallen. Do they think of me? When their bones in the ocean forever will be. And almost like this, when their bones in the ocean forever will be, this is like a permanent sort of remembrance. Their presence on earth will always exist, even if it is at the bottom of the ocean floor. No matter how the sands of time shift and we lose history, the spiritual, the supernatural will persist, and the memories will, in some cosmic sense, never be forgotten. Life moves and evolves and mutates, but it never completely vanishes, right? It's one of Newton's laws that matter cannot be destroyed. It's just simply, translated somewhere else. That's not what he said exactly, but it's sort of paraphrased. When at last before my ghostly shipmates I stand, I shed a small tear for my home upon land. Though their eyes speak of depths filled with struggle, their smiles below say I don't owe them my life. Let me read this again. When at last before my ghostly shipmates I stand, so I'm finally confronted with my end and the images of those who I'm about to join, I'm sad about my past, my life. I don't want to let go necessarily. Though their eyes speak of depths filled with struggle, their smiles below say I don't owe them my life. So I can see the pain in their eyes, the struggle that they lived, but their smiles below, so below the eyes, right, in their mouths, that smile says that you don't have to join us necessarily. You're not indebted to us. You don't have to feel guilty for existing. You have time to join us. So this, if I'm understanding this correctly, is actually dissuading any, oh man, this changes the entire interpretation of the song in my mind. Because all the while it's been like a longing for death. But here, those people that you're going to meet if you were to die are saying, not the time. You don't owe us anything. Continue to live. We'll see if that is the case here. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my eyes, and my boat listed over and tried to capsize, I'm this far from drowning, this far from the sea. I remember the living. Do they think of me? When my bones in the ocean forever will be. I remember the living. So this was a parallel to remember here. I remember the fallen. Do they think of me? I remember the living. So now it's switched, right? Oh, does that mean he's perished at this point? Now that I'm staring down at the darkest abyss, I'm not sure what I want, but I don't think it's this. Now it makes so much sense. Now that I'm finally at death's door, and I'm confronted with the reality, is this truly what I want for myself? And the narrator here is shifting their belief. They're saying, actually, I'm realizing now I don't want to lose my life. I want to continue. As my comrades call to stand fast and forge on, I make sail for the dawn till the darkness has gone. So what does that quote? The night is always darkest before the dawn? I don't know what stand fast means. I know that's a term in sailing or military. Okay, holding one's ground in a physical sense, especially in a military context, refusing to abandon a belief or opinion. So as my comrades call to stand fast, to stand on your ground, to continue to exist in the world and forge on, then I make sail for the dawn. I decide it's better for me to see the next day, to see the light, and the darkness will vanish behind me. As the souls of the dead live forever in my mind, as I live all the years that they left me behind. And this is beautiful song. I was not expecting this. As the souls of the dead live forever in my mind. Dude, I'm gonna get emotional. As I live all the years that they left me behind. So they gave me this gift, the vision that the life that I currently have can persist longer. I can still enjoy what I have without feeling guilty, without feeling like I have to join the fallen yet. So I'll stay on the shore but still gaze at the sea. I remember the fallen and they think of me. Oh, dude, and this, again, the parallelism, but it answers the prior question. Do the fallen think of me? Because I remember them, but do they think about me? And now I know the answer because I've confronted them. I remember the fallen and they think of me. For our souls in the ocean together will be. Isn't this just one of the most beautiful songs? I remember the fallen and they think of me, for our souls in the ocean together will be. And in the end here, it's not just their bones at the bottom of the ocean or my bones at the bottom. We will join together. It is inevitable, such as taxes. Death will claim us, and we don't have to rush into that. And really, this song, in maybe a separate sense, is about, I guess, anti-self-deletion. I don't know what YouTube would take as appropriate to say. Because oftentimes depression leads us into many possible thought processes, one of which could be, I feel guilty for existing because others behind me who I loved and cared for and cherished dearly are gone, and maybe it's best that I also join them because that's where happiness lies for me. But they have the foresight to tell me that no, actually happiness is where you are right now. You have to reach out for that instead of searching for it across the sea, abandoning what you know, because in the end we'll join each other anyways, and we will be together happily forever. After Moby Duck, Bones in the Ocean is not something I was expecting at all. The depths of the meaning there, and I'm probably missing some of the interpretation too. That, because when I first listened to Bones in the Ocean, I was more admiring the collective nature of a song like that. 1,000 people coming together singing, it's powerful enough, I mean, almost regardless of what you're singing about, and actually paying close attention to all of the lyrics in this way, that revealed new meaning for me. That was something special. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. If you did and would like to make a request yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.